Revelation 9 talks about the fifth and sixth trumpet judgments. These judgments come after the darkness of the fourth trumpet. The fifth trumpet brings a plague of locusts against those who live on the earth, meaning idol worshippers who reject God. This judgment reminds us of the plagues in Exodus, especially the locust plague and the darkness plague. In Exodus, God protected Israel, but Egypt suffered. In Revelation, God protects those who have his seal, but idol worshippers suffer.
A star falls from heaven and receives the key to the abyss. When the abyss is opened, darkness and locusts come out. The fallen star reminds us of Satan or a fallen angel. But even Satan cannot act freely. The risen Christ holds the keys of death and Hades. This means evil powers are still under God's control. The locusts are not normal insects. They represent demonic and spiritual powers. They do not harm grass, trees, or plants. They only torment people who do not have the seal of God. This shows that the judgment is aimed at the souls of idol worshippers.
The locusts are not allowed to kill people. They can only torment them for 5 months. This means the judgment is limited. God still gives people time to repent. But the people do not repent. Like Pharaoh in Exodus, their hearts become harder. Idolatry blinds people spiritually and traps them in darkness, fear, and hopelessness.
The locusts look terrifying. Their appearance reminds us of the locust army in Joel. They are violent, destructive, and connected to Satan's power. John shows that people who live in spiritual darkness are tormented by the powers of darkness. The sixth trumpet begins with a voice from the golden altar. The golden altar is connected to the prayers of the saints. This means the judgment is God's answer to the prayers of his suffering people.
4 angels are released at the Euphrates River. They are prepared for a specific time to kill 1/3 of humanity. But even their power is limited. They can only act according to God's timing. In John's time, the Euphrates River was connected to Rome's fear of invasion from the Parthians. John uses this historical fear as a symbol of God's judgment against evil empire power. Then, a huge army of horsemen appears. The number is extremely large, showing a powerful and overwhelming judgment. Fire, smoke, and sulfur come from the horses. These images remind us of the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah.
The fire, smoke, and sulfur from the horses' mouths represent deception, destruction, and death. Satan leads people toward spiritual death through lies. False teaching, especially the idea that idol worship is acceptable, is very dangerous. But those who have God's seal are spiritually protected. This does not always mean they avoid physical suffering. It means God keeps them faithful in their covenant relationship with him.
At the end of Revelation 9, people still do not repent. They continue to worship idols made by human hands. They do not give up murder, magic arts, sexual immorality, or stealing. Idols cannot see or hear, but idol worship makes people spiritually blind and dull.
The main message is clear. The trumpet judgments are warnings, like the plagues of Exodus. They are limited judgments that give people time to repent. But hard-hearted people suffer and still refuse to turn to God. God hears the prayers of his people, judges evil powers, and protects his church. Believers should not be ruled by fear. Even the powers of darkness are under Christ's control, and God's people are spiritually protected until the end.